it Reflection, a Teacher's Guide. So myself, before I became an education mental health practitioner, was a teacher, and I know how important reflecting is as part of an everyday practice. It's not always something we have time to do though. So this presentation is an opportunity for us to share what we know about being a reflective practitioner and trying to bring that into your job role and see if you can spend a bit of time working on your own well-being. So as part of this reflection workshop, we've got a resource pack, which includes a wellbeing questionnaire, which we invite you to complete in your own time. There's also an Excel document, which will be useful for your school to input the data from your questionnaire to get a sense of what's going on with their staff wellbeing and use that information to support their staff. So this is a very blurry version of the questionnaire, but as you'll see in your resource pack, this is what it looks like. So ways to support your wellbeing at work. One of the ways that we found, which we think is quite useful, is the Teacher Tap app. Now, this is a mobile app designed for teachers. So you sign up, you put in some details about your school, say what kind of teacher you are or supporting teaching staff, whatever it is you do, the options are there for you. And then at 3:30, you'll get a notification and you'll be asked 3 multiple choice questions, and you'll have the options to answer those questions, and that information gets fed back. It's also a way of monitoring your own wellbeing and helping with your own CPD. School in Minds is a really good national resource. This is a place online where teachers can fill in online surveys and be part of a bigger conversation talking about teachers' wellbeing. It's also a place where they do consultations, so you can get involved in those and have an opportunity to listen and be part of the large conversation about what's going on at the moment, especially in light of the national pandemic, or global pandemic, should I say. So using local services is another resource that you can use. This includes adult IAP services, which are all about supporting adult mental health and wellbeing and providing you with interventions that might help you if you are struggling. So this slide's about burnout. Now, as a teacher, I know that I suffered burnout regularly. As a healthcare practitioner, you still suffer burnout, but it's a lot more talked about. We have a better awareness. I know myself from teaching, it was really difficult to admit that I was struggling in any way, and it was certainly difficult to explain how you were feeling if you're so busy, you don't really have that time to have those conversations. Also, those conversations don't always happen. So if you're unaware of what it is, Psychology Today describes burnout as a state of chronic stress that leads to physical and emotional exhaustion, cynicism, detachment, and feelings of ineffectiveness and a lack of accomplishment. Now, teachers are known for being some of the hardest working people, and they're always looking to improve their practice. We also, I know, get regularly critiqued and told about things we can improve, as well as hopefully getting praised. But part of that process and part of that wanting to be brilliant at your job so you can help as many children to learn as possible means that you are likely to get burnout. And the downside of burnout includes symptoms such as fatigue, issues with sleeping, forgetfulness, problems around eating, and it can lead to anxiety and even depression. So the message from this and the resources that we're going to give you today are all about not feeling alone. So if you're feeling that burnout, it's not unusual. In fact, 1 in 10 teachers experience this within the first academic term. How can you prepare for that? Well, it's all about making sure that you're aware of what it is. What is burnout? When does it happen? How do I know it's happening to me? Taking time out for yourself to do enjoyable activities. You're still a human being. You still need to have a life. You still need to have those enjoyable physical activities, seeing friends, making time between all the other responsibilities that you have, and really just knowing your limitations. So you need to be very aware that when I feel like this, that's me now reaching a point of where I'm limited emotionally and my well-being suffering. Okay, this cheeky slide nearly jumped ahead, but I've got it back.
Thank you. So mindful practice for wellbeing. We've put together 5 top tips for mindful techniques. They're ones that we've put together as a team, that we've used in different treatment sessions and things like that, and they've been found to work really well. So the first one is square breathing. So just as it says, you imagine like you're drawing a square. You don't need to put your finger in the air, but you know, we do say if you put your finger in the air and draw the square, as you're drawing up, you're going to take a breath in, counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice slow counting. You go across the top line, and that's where you're going to hold that breath. Down the line, you're going to do the nice slow counting, 1, 2, 3, 4. Across the bottom, hold the breath, and we just repeat that cycle. Take a nice big deep breath at the end. Once you feel everything calm down, the heart rate start to slow. If your mind's running at 1,000,000 miles an hour, you might also feel that starts to come back and actually slow down as well, which is it's a really good, useful resource that you can do again wherever you are. It doesn't matter where you are, you can just pick it up and run with it. So the next one that we've got on here is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is one of my favourites. Again, you can do it anywhere. You can do it in your mind. You can do it out loud if you want to. Doesn't matter where you are. So you start with 5 things that you can see. There's no right or wrong. You could see a door, a wall, tables, chairs, anything. Then you go on to 4 things that you can touch. So again, very similar to the grounding. You might say you can feel your legs on the chair. Your hands around a pen, your arms on the table. Then on to 3 things that you can hear. So really focus that attention to your surroundings. What can you hear? It might be a bird, it might be the voice of a child, car, squeaking of a door, anything. 2 things that you can smell. If you're lucky enough to be around when freshly cut grass is around, it might be that. It might be children in the classroom. And then take 1 big deep breath, nice and slowly, and let it go. This one is the Wellbeing Journal. Now, we always advise, especially for young people, to keep a journal. It gets everything that's kind of mulling around in the mind out of the mind and onto paper. By keeping a journal, it's a useful tool for reflection. It helps us to keep perspective, manage stress, improve on mood, manage sleep difficulties, and increase general psychological well-being. Call it diary, call it what you want, but it's really important to get all those things, especially before bed. A lot of people tend to use their journal. Write everything down, clears your mind space, ready to relax. Four-minute meditation. Again, you only need 4 minutes. You could be anywhere. Set your alarm for 4 minutes. Sit comfortably. Lie down if you want to. Close your eyes and just breathe naturally. Focus on how your breath, inhaling, exhaling, how it makes your body rise and fall, your shoulders rise and fall. If your mind wanders, so are you thinking about your next class, planning for your next lesson, or what you're going to have for tea? Bring your focus back to your breathing. So for those 4 minutes, we're going to expel our mind of anything else apart from just focusing on your breathing. And the final one, grounding. A lot of people talk about going to our happy place. So think of an image in your mind where you feel relaxed. It could be the beach, it could be sat on the sofa with your favourite person. It can be anything. Make that image come alive by thinking of the different sights that you can see, the sounds, the smells that you might experience, and the feelings that this place kind of makes you feel when you're there. and just take a moment to just really enjoy being in your happy place.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of information. If you go to the Anna Freud website, there's lots of information there for school staff wellbeing. So please use this resource for any more information that you